Hey, y'all, welcome to another episode of Kelvis Podcast. We back in the building again on this Monday evening. I got a Spring Lake native young lady singing, MC, comedy, recording album. She got a story to tell us tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to let her introduce herself to the Kelvis Podcast fans.
Hello, everybody. I'm Felicia Felicia Constant, if you know me.
Yeah.
Fifi, if we friendly.
Yeah.
That's me.
Fifi, if we friendly. Hey. Yeah, so I was reading your bio. You went to old 71st, is that correct?
No.
I'm sorry. I thought it said 71st.
I'm a Trojan.
You're a Trojan?
Yes.
What's Trojan in? Cause I don't know.
Pine Forest Senior High School.
Pine Forest. Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay. I am used to 71st because I hear a lot about their football
The
team.
worst.
Really?
It's all right.
I don't know. I don't know if the Fayetteville Navy's gonna agree with that right there, but we're
The
gonna
worst.
let you
70 worst.
Okay, we're gonna let you ride with it. So tell us about your upbringing. You say you were born and raised in Spring Lake. Am I correct about that?
Yes,
Okay.
I am from Spring Lake. I am not an implant. I'm not a military. Well, my dad was in the Navy, but we are originally from Manchester, Spring Lake, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Old Vast Road. That's one my church is
Yes.
on. Okay.
I'm a Jones. So when you say Jones, that's about 65% of Spring Lake.
You're right, because I go to church with some Jones.
There you go.
Yes, definitely. Okay. So you went to Fayetteville State or Broncos, is that correct?
Yes.
Old
Attitude
Bronco.
check.
Yes,
Bronco
sir.
Pride.
I love that blue because that old Sigma blue. They got that old Sigma blue and white. So I got love for Fayetteville State, those Broncos. And what'd you major in school?
I am a business administration major with a concentration in management.
In management.
Yes.
So are you any good at management?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
We're gonna have to check that out. We're gonna have to get back to your folks on that. We can't
Natural born leader.
But you have to be, because you're a correction officer. So when you said you triggered something there, you said you're a natural born leader. You've been a correction officer, I believe, for 5 years. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just trying to make sure my memory.
I'm a sergeant now.
Okay, big song. Okay, big song. I'm
Got
gonna
the
salute you.
chevron.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So tell me about that journey. I mean, what made, because you worked some jobs, some mediocre job, I think is the word you used in your bio. And so what steered you towards becoming a correction officer?
The money.
Oh, the money. The money good?
Must be the money.
Must be the money.
Yes.
Must be the money. Okay.
Benefits, money.
Benefits, yeah.
Job security.
Okay, yeah, you definitely got job security.
Yes. Every time I see First 48 and CNN and NBC and ABC and WTVD.
Yeah, all those. Yeah. A lot of crime going on in the world. Man,
Yes.
That's true. So let's talk about that. Let's open the door for that. Let's talk about your experience over these 5 years. Now, are you in a woman prison or a man prison?
I am at a female facility.
Okay.
If you didn't know these people were criminals, you would think they were your everyday women.
Really?
Yes.
So is this a minimum security like type prison or?
We have all levels.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I just had we haven't aired this episode yet, but I just had a young lady, but she did federal time. She came on the podcast.
Oh, she fed.
Yeah, she was in and out the system, but she's came out and she's done a lot of great things. She's got a bachelor's. She got a bachelor in Fayetteville State, master's in natural work, and a PhD. So you can come out of prison and reform and do some great things.
Most definitely.
Contribute back to society. So yeah, hats off to that young lady, and hats off to you, because that's not an easy job. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I thought about it one time when I was a specialist in Fort Carson in the military. I was like, man, I'm about to get out the Army. I think I was like at about 6-7 years in the military. So I was thinking about going to work for the federal prison system out there in Colorado, but they put that money and offered me a assignment overseas to Germany, and I was like, man, I had some good things about Germany. I said, man, I'm gonna take this ride to Germany in this cash.
Must be the money.
Must be the money.
That's what Prime said.
Yes, exactly. and nobody would know better than Prime, I do believe.
Right.
So my hat's off to you. My hat's off to you for sure. And so We was probably when you got here. We was kind of talking about your singing. You was like, I sang in a group, and y'all got an album get ready to come out this year. I think you wrote in your bio. You told me about. So let's talk about the album.
Yes, I am a member of Minister Christopher Johnson and Freedom, and we just recorded last year. We did a live recording, and we did our overdubs in New Jersey.
Right.
And we had the honor to sing behind the late Reverend Timothy Wright's son, Reverend John David Wright.
Right.
And we had a ball.
I had a great time.
So expect the CD to come out sometime this year.
Okay.
We are overly excited about it.
Hey, man, anytime that you singing and giving God praise, I'm definitely for that because I'm a preacher's son. So I'm,
not a PK.
PK, elder. She's an elder now.
Getting
Elder
all
Teresa
the
Tan.
trouble.
No. Elders, preachers' kids are the best ones out there. I'm just going to say because I turned out right.
The only man who could ever love me was the son of a preacher man. I don't think so.
That's not what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I can speak for myself. I'm a good young man. I was raised right. Let's say that.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying?
Raised right.
I ain't say I was perfect. No, I'm saying. I'm just saying. So that's real exciting. You know what I'm saying? And then you got your stand-up comedy that you do. You do the MC because you MC the first Kelvis Live podcast was put on here in Fayetteville.
Yes.
You stepped up to the plate and was MC for us. And you're a notary. So you like a Jamaican. You got a lot of jobs. You came to some Jamaicans?
Me got a lot of jobs. Me got 15 jobs.
Yeah, you right. You got about 15 though, for real.
Yeah.
Damn. So you been a notary. How long you been a public notary?
I have been a notary public for the last 14 years.
14 years?
14 years.
I need you to notarize something for me. I got a little cash I need to transfer.
Hey.
Okay.
You got the dough. I stamp you and let it go.
Let it go. I like you. I like the way you said it now.
Yes.
So that's wonderful, man. That's accomplished. 14 years. That's a long time. So that's an accomplishment. So you're a very accomplished young lady. You know what I'm saying? And you've done a lot. And so let's just jump right into it, though. Let's just jump into the business. Originally, when I was in my mind, I thought you had a child. I really did. But you got a puppy that is your child. Okay,
yes.
So I can relate. I got kids, but I got my two dogs as well. So when I laughed, right? I laughed when I seen your bio because
why?
No. It wasn't. It was just how you wrote that down, right? Let me tell you, y'all. She sent me her bio, and then about midway in her bio, she said I was married to a former soldier, if I'm not mistaken, right? U.S. Army, is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're the best. I'm Army, retired Army myself, so I feel you. All right. But she said 9 years,
6 months,
and 14 days. I said, wait a minute. I was reading for I ain't gonna joke. I was looking for the hours, the minutes, and the seconds to be broke down. And as a matter of fact, you coming up on your anniversary or your divorce anniversary, right?
Yes, my divorcery is June 9th.
June 9th.
Yes.
I said, this woman broke this down for me like no tomorrow. So, Kelvis Podcast has always been about talking about relationships, and I love talking about relationships because I love to see different perspectives on different things. So I'm gonna go to my trusty old phone here because I got some questions for you.
I have some answers.
Oh, I hope you do. I hope you do. We're gonna get off of your bio and we're gonna go to some questions here. So here's the first question I have for you. What has been your experience balancing, we're going to say single life as raising a puppy because you don't have no kids. So I'm going to still ask the question. Single parent of a dog, an aspect in your life, and how has it shaped your perspective in relationship? So let's talk about, a dog is not a kid, but a lot of, to me, my dogs are like kids. They act like kids.
You got to have insurance on them.
Yeah.
You got to buy them food.
Yeah, you do.
You got to make sure they use the bathroom. You got to make sure they're clean. They're a kid.
Yeah, you got to do that for a long period of time, though.
Yes.
When kids get grown, they can kind of do some of that stuff on their own. So, what's been your experience, though, just trying to balance your personal life and aspect and your relationship? How do you balance that? What's your perspective on your work life? You got all these things, and I'm gonna bring it back this way. You work, your correction office, you into a lot of other ventures. How do you balance your relationship life and your work life, and your personal life, all of that into one?
I'm a strong believer of whatever you make time for
Okay.
is what you really, really want to do.
Right.
If it's important to you, you will make the time. If you want it, you will make the time.
Right.
So when it comes to relationships, if I'm making the time, that means I want it. I want you. You know?
Right.
If I'm just like, pass, then ain't nothing there. But if I'm making time is the most important thing you can have.
Oh yeah. Time
you can't never get it back.
You can't get it
so,
back.
Yeah. It's all about balancing your time, you know?
Right.
You'll make time for things you want to do.
Okay.
Yes.
That's a very true statement. So, okay, just say for instance, so I want to put a scenario here, right? Because I love scenarios. So, just say you in Spring Lake, the big city of Spring Lake. You at the Walmart. You know how we run into people at the Walmart. Walmart is a spot in a lot of locations. So today we gonna use Walmart. So okay, you run into somebody's, man, this young man, he checking you out. So he catch you down on the produce aisle. You checking out the watermelons and something. And he come up to you and say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such. I seen you across the way, across the fruit aisle. I want to, come on and say hi. You're very beautiful. You got pretty eyes, pretty smile. He just letting giving them compliments. You know what I'm saying? What would you do in a scenario like that? And he's a good looking guy. So he's not a guy that you be like, like bummy. He's dressed nice. He's, you can smell his cologne when he come up and shake your hand. He puts his hand out, introduce you himself, first name, last name. And, he's making all the right motions. How would you handle that situation?
Well, I introduced myself.
Yeah.
I'm a strong believer in friendship.
Okay.
So
friends before lovers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
If we can't be friends, then we can't do nothing else. So if I meet you,
okay,
you can give me all the compliments you like.
Right.
I'm already validated by myself.
So your face validates your card, your face card. Okay.
Yes, I know I'm beautiful.
Okay.
So you telling me that is like, tell me something I don't know.
Okay.
So
because all he knows at that time is just an outer shell of you. He doesn't know.
But I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, she's so fine.
You're not gonna be over jealous, like
not sucker for love.
Okay, not a sucker for love. Okay, okay. No. All right. So let's carry on with this scenario a little bit. So then, okay, so you feeling him, and so he asks you for his, or give his number to you, or ask you for your phone number. So y'all exchange numbers or whatever. Okay. So the next day he don't hit you up that day. So the next day he hits you up. And he's like, hey, I want to get to know you a little bit better. I want to, see if we could, conversate a little bit, maybe go out to lunch or whatever. Now, and again, I know you work in the prison system. I know those are typically some long hours, maybe 12-hour shifts or 10-hour shifts somewhere in there. Right. So and you said time is important. So yes. So at that point, he wants to get to know you better. He wants to take you out on a date. Yada. So we don't fast forward. Y'all been talking on the phone when you got spare time. You at work when you supposed to be watching inmates texting on your phone. You know what I'm saying?
No phones.
Okay.
Definitely no phones.
Okay, on your break. When you can't have your phone, you texting, y'all chatting it up. So now we at the date itself. Okay. So he, y'all meet in a neutral spot because you already said, people crazy stalkers. So I'm sure you'll be like, I'll just meet you at the restaurant. Instead of him come and pick you up, okay? So we understand this new amount of time. So you're on your first little date. It went well. You had great conversation or whatever. And so he wants to take you out again. But here's the catch in the scenario. Your superior say, hey, look, listen, we got 2 people out, one on vacation and one is sick. So we're going to need you to work the next 9-10 days straight. Okay, 12-hour shifts. And when you get off, you still got some other obligation. So how do you manage that to keep this guy interested in you, because you definitely want to see where it goes, but you have your other obligation. So as a single woman with a lot going on in your life, how do you balance that?
Well, who said I was single?
Well, you said you were single in your Bible.
I ain't say nothing about single.
Oh, yeah?
I said I was divorced.
Oh, wait a minute now. Hold
I
on.
ain't say nothing about
You know this since
slave.
Cat Williams. I keep receipts. Hold on. Let me
Keep
go.
the receipts.
Let me go back to the receipts, y'all.
No SINGLE in my bio. No.
Hold on. I'm reading because,
Yeah, read.
Let me put my glasses on. But go ahead on about the scenario while I find the receipts.
So,
Let me get my glasses on.
any man would want a woman to be about her grind, about her hustle, about her money. Because I want to bring more than just looks and cooks to the table. I want to match your income.
Right.
I want to build, if you got
The
the
6
bricks,
figures.
I got the mortar.
Okay, the 6 figures. Okay.
Yeah, teamwork. I want to build an empire.
Yeah.
So if you can't understand that, baby, I got work to do, I got a job, baby, then I don't know where we gonna go. Cause, if you can't understand me making a living, then that's a problem.
Okay. Okay. I got it. So I guess I added that single into your bio. I interjected that in there. It does not say that, y'all, that she says she's single. But we're gonna say for podcast purposes whether
We can do that. We can do that.
For whether or not
be
it's true.
hypothetical.
We can, and we're gonna be, what I'm saying? We're not gonna put your business out there like that.
Yes.
I'm gonna set you up with some classes, the Kelvis class, to get you squared away. But hey, we're gonna roll what we got. All right. So okay. So yeah. So I'm not saying the guy doesn't understand that you have to work. I was just asking you, how do you balance that? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm basically asking.
If I'm feeling him and he's feeling me, then we're gonna go on more than one date. It may not be today, it may not be tomorrow, but we're gonna go on another date.
Okay.
So just because it doesn't happen now,
right,
doesn't mean it won't happen. So just my thoughts of, hey babe, I have to work.
Right.
I wanna be with you. I wanna go with you. We need to spend some time together. I wanna learn a little bit more about you, but I got work to do.
Yeah. Okay.
And he should be more than understanding about it. So,
I agree with you. Okay. All right. I'm just we just bring perspective to the hypothetical you being single.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we wrote. That's what we're rolling with, y'all.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question I have for you: how do you visualize your future, especially in the term of relationship and family dynamics? So in this hypothetical situation, how do you balance that in your family dynamics?
My future.
Yeah, what do you see yourself at? I mean, in this,
So
whether you single hypothetically, or you in a relation, or you are in a situationship or a relationship, or however you may classify yourself.
I never said I never wanted to get married again.
You didn't say that. You're right.
Yeah. It's always better when you have a helpmate to help you in this world. So, I just want to be able to build someone. I see myself building.
I like that word. I like that word. Build. I gotta take the pastor glasses off, pastor sunglasses, because you done struck a nerve. I love that word when you say build, because I tell people in previous podcasts, at my age, sexy 50. You know what I'm saying? That sexy 50. Let me get it twisted. Still sexy.
I'm hot 38.
Okay, hot 38. But so it's really. In the past, it's all about the looks and the body and all this. But at my age now, I want somebody that can build with. You know what I'm saying? I want somebody that we can buy property with, and bonds and stocks and bonds and do these type of things. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Leave generational wealth for our kids. You know what I'm saying? That's where I'm at. So when you said that really triggered something within me. You know what I'm saying? That I love to say, and I love is the part about building in relationship, because a lot of people neglect that in relationships.
I guess when we get older, we stop saying I like you, I love you, I want to be with you just for how you look. And we start getting to the point where we be like, look, I don't have that much time to waste. I do not want to waste my time.
Well,
if we ain't going to do nothing now,
amen.
Hey, there's the door.
There's the door.
Like...
Not like in church when you in the Baptist church. When I'm from, we put that one finger up,
Yes.
tiptoe on out. Okay,
Right?
I feel you.
Because, I mean, why are we wasting time? Why are you wasting my time?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Time is of the essence, you know?
Right.
The sooner you build, start building, start learning, start growing,
Right.
the bigger your empire can be.
Oh, I like that word, empire.
Yes.
Girl, you done made me change my position in my seat. You done made me lean to the left, lean to the right a little bit. Okay. All right. So let me get on down to the next question because we're gonna get to some nitty gritty here in a minute. We're gonna get to some. We're gonna keep on trucking. What are the key values and priorities when it comes to building a romantic relationship at the stage in your life at this point? I like that. Yes. Oh, I like
At this point.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Oh, what's the priorities? I'm listening. You got
communication. Communication. If we can't talk about it, then there's nothing. Like I need you to say, babe, I can't be here. I gotta go here. I'm at work. I'll talk to you later. It ain't got to be constant communication. No pun on my last name intended. But you got to tell me something.
right.
Because, I was married before.
Right.
And communication is key.
Okay. Well, I like when you said that.
Yeah.
So the communication in your previous marriage was a problem?
Yeah. Yeah, it was. I'm not blaming either side.
Okay, I
But,
understand.
it was.
So, okay.
I would want more of it. And sometimes it is how you're raised. Some people aren't raised to be great communicators. Some people aren't raised to be great lovers. I was married and my ex-husband's form of love was he would buy me things.
Okay.
I was spoiled.
That was his love language.
That was his love language.
To you.
My love language is I'm showing you I love you.
So okay, let's this is 2-part, right? So let's dive into how do you show your love? Because he was obviously showing you his love by buying you material things. So how do you show your love? What did that look like?
My love is support. Being there when you need me.
Okay.
Just being your right hand, pretty much.
All right.
When it comes down to it, if you don't have a support system, especially with the person you love, then you really don't have anything.
Yes, Lord.
Because, if I'm out here grinding and hustling and I can't go home or I can't call you and say, hey, babe, I just need to talk to you for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or, hey, babe, can you meet me somewhere? I just need to vent to you. If I can't do that, then what do we have? I need that support,
But I think that in relationships, you can tell me if I'm wrong or not, because I had to change the position. Yeah, y'all, I had to get my angle right.
Seat,
I had to get my angle right on this. So, but I think in a lot of relationships, of what I found out, been in this podcast, been in this for a long time, and especially talking about relationships, there's a lot of unspoken expectations. So,
yes.
And I'll tell you one thing that I was just talking to someone about the other night was, I've said this many times on my podcast. You got to look at a man's blueprint. Most men are raised, and I'll use myself for example. I was raised, boys don't cry, boys don't show no emotions. We basically learned to not show no emotions, and we carry that on into our adulthood a lot of times until either we realize that is not the right way to go, or something significant change in our life, whether it's that person or an event comes in our life and changes us to be more open, or we afraid to open up to women or our spouse or our whoever we in a relationship, because we feel like if we open up to women, you'll take that when you get mad with me and throw that back up in my face. So
I have learned
vulnerable.
I have learned that I'm not going to throw anything back up in your face. If it happened, it happened. It's over with. It's done. When you are really, truly in love with someone, you put down that guard that you have up. That I can't cry, I can't share my thoughts, my feelings.
Right.
That completely goes away when you're in love with someone.
Well, I'm gonna disagree with you there because, and the reason why I disagree with you there to a certain extent, I'm not saying you're necessarily wrong, but as I explained to you, I personally don't know any man of any race necessarily, and I've talked to numerous men and women over these 3+ years that I've been in this podcast business, and most men, even Rayshawn, we had a great dialogue, real reckless conversation right in that living room. Most men, we don't open up. We're not going to fully open up to you because society has deemed that if you open up and you show emotions or you show your feelings that you are soft, you are not manly, you're not you're not being a man.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? I hear what you're saying, but the reality is the reality.
Look, I know for a fact that with the right relationship, the right love, that a man will open up.
I'm not saying he won't in the right context, in the right relationship, but I'm telling what I am saying to you from a black man's perspective, it's hard. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
You know what I'm saying? And then we men have been in relationships, been in marriages where we did open up and it was turned against us and we were hurt. And I will say this too, because and I'm glad you said that, because in this conversation I was having with this person, I was saying to them, a lot of times, we carry a lot from our childhood within us as men. You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of bound us to be really open, and because society has told us, this is not what it looked like to be a man. And then our past, our father, a lot of us didn't have our fathers in our life and our childhood. So a lot of things is encompassed within a man, and why he doesn't really open up. Even when he know he's got a good woman, our past sometimes, and I know people say, well, you should not let your past dictate you. But the reality is we are a part of our past, and until we recognize that, until we come to grips with that, we are a part of our past. Now, how we use that past to propel us to the future is totally different. Everybody's different, because some people allow their past to hold them. Right. When you should allow your past to propel you and push you forward to be a better person, a better man, or whatever the situation is. But so I agree with you, but then on that aspect, coming from a man that have had that experience, I have to say that is my point of view.
So have you ever seen water penetrate metal? Mm-mm. So water can run and run and run. Mm-hmm. And if it runs on metal long enough, it will penetrate the metal.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah. If it runs
so therefore, it's not going to be, we met 5 months, oh, tell me your life story. Okay. It's not going to be like that.
Okay.
It takes time. Mm-hmm. It's just like that water on metal. You can't see it getting vulnerable and pliable and ready to give way and break, but it's going to break. It's going to get to a point
that I would agree
where
with.
It will get so thin that it's going to rust away, or it's just going to break away. So it may not be in the timing that a lot of women expect, oh, I've been with someone for X amount of years, and, I don't expect you to be with someone forever now, but just slow walk it,
Slow walk it.
Yeah, I mean, a man will open up. He will, if he really, really is into you and loves you, he will be the most vulnerable with you whenever he feels that he is at the peak of his love with you.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree with that. Yeah. We will. And I didn't think of that aspect that if you run water on something long enough, then it's going to eventually cause it the way it causes it, because water causes metal to rust.
Hard enough.
Yeah. But water also takes the path of least resistance.
You're right.
I know. Yeah. I know.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to mess with you. I got you. Yeah. So I mean, I think relationships are so subjective, because society, and again, I was having this conversation. Society has told us in so many ways what you should look like, and I was telling the person, Society's told women you got to be big breasts, small waist, and all these things. And so
36, 24, 36.
And so when you look on
Negative.
social media platforms now, you see all, especially on Instagram, Facebook Reels, you see, women and men cut up, women's, they got this banging body. And so when you keep seeing that image over and over again, it's subliminally registered in your mind. So if you're not a strong enough individual to realize that does not define who a person is. Just their looks does not define them at all. You know what I'm saying? And then, you got to get to know the person, their heart, because I believe for me, the heart is the most important thing to me.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
it's not always
definitely.
the physical outside, because you can be the baddest female. You can be the most 6'4" cut up dude and all that and be the worst person in the world.
You're correct.
So
you are correct.
So it's not all about the looks. It's about, but again, society has told us what relationships should look like and program us, and it takes an individual to know themselves and know what they want, and both people to know what they want in a relationship in order for it to be for them.
Right. But personally, I am more focused on personality. It's the personality for me. That looks are a plus. You handsome, you fine. That is definitely a plus.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But really?
Yeah, really.
Really.
I got to keep it fun. I got to keep it.
But, if you're handsome, that is a plus for me. But I want to know, can I laugh with you? Can I talk to you?
Right.
Can I joke with you? Can I, vibe with you? Do you have nice teeth?
Showing all these 32. Showing all these 32 tonight,
Some people
y'all.
ain't got 32.
Well, I got all my. Well, I take that back. I had 4 wisdom pool when I was in Korea, so I take that back.
I only have 28.
Yeah,
I was only born with 28.
Okay.
Some people are genetically advanced.
Right. Okay. That's what's up. So we're gonna go to the last question here. What does communication means to you, and how well do you communicate? Now, let's elaborate on that because you
that's a loaded question.
It is a loaded gun. I went and got the 357 for that.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Because you like I said, you did the MC for us, you do MC, you do stand-up comedy, you do all these things. And so you taught, in all these aspects of these other 50 Jamaican jobs you have. So
me proud of my jobs.
But how did and I heard you say communication was important. We kind of hit on that earlier in the conversation, but I'm bringing it back home. How does that play into your personal life? Because you already said communication, and you talk for a part of your living, part of your $100,000 salary. We're gonna go on the claim, Lord.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Six-figure woman, right?
6 figures. 7 figures.
7,
okay.
8, 10, 20.
Powerball, Jesus.
Yes. And don't forget about us little people, all right? I know you frugal, but don't forget about me. Don't pass me by. As the song said, Lord, don't pass me by. Don't you pass me by when you at that Powerball. Well, I'm going to let you go ahead and answer the question, though.
Kelvis who? Nah, I'm just messing with you.
That's how you do. That's how you do me, see?
Wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get another sip of this old tea right here while you think about it.
Okay. Say the question again so I can dissect it a little bit more.
I'm going to break it down.
Break it down. Break it down for us, sister.
People say when you put your glasses on, you look so intelligent. I am. That's a fact. So let me go on and put them back on. You know what I'm saying? So I can get to this question.
Yes.
Go back to this question. As y'all can see, I'm always representing Kelvis Podcast, okay? So the question says, what does communication mean to you, okay? How well do you communicate?
I think I am a great communicator.
Really?
Sometimes I communicate too much. I do. Well, I am guilty of that.
Okay. Well, we won't take it to jail today.
I'm transparent.
Oh, I like that.
I'm an open book.
Really?
You know, if you ask, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
If it ain't none of your business, I'm gonna let you know.
Oh, wait a minute, though. You ain't what you said at the beginning. You say you're transparent, though.
I am to a certain extent.
Okay,
we can't.
Okay. We're gonna put some
Yeah.
we're gonna put some boundaries.
Yes, you have to have boundaries.
Some limits. I don't like the word boundaries, but so I'm gonna go to limits.
Because you'll use that against me. That's the only reason why.
Okay.
But
You're
I've learned
right.
that no weapons formed shall prosper.
Amen.
So
Okay, Isaiah.
I don't really let anything bother me.
Right.
But I'm very transparent. I'll let you know. Cause if I don't let you know how I feel or what I think about something, then you'll make an assumption.
Oh yeah, assumptions are
And
not good.
you know what happens when you assume.
Yeah, we all
Right.
know. Amen.
Right.
Amen.
So I don't want to leave an assumption.
Mm-hmm.
I want to break it down to you. Tell you, hey, if you took it the wrong way, I took it the wrong way. Look, let's talk about that.
Right.
I want to break it down.
See, I got to say something here.
Say it.
I'm gonna say it. I'm going back to take the glasses off, y'all. 'Cause I got to get real in this conversation right here. So I'm gonna be honest with you. The last couple of days, I've had some interesting conversation with some friends of mine, male and female, because I just been on one. I've been on one all last week. I ain't gonna lie. I was in my feelings, y'all. Kelvis was
Got you
in
in your
feelings.
feelings.
In my feelings. So how can I break this down?
Break it down.
So here's the thing about communication, in my personal opinion. This is Kelvin's opinion. So if you don't agree, that's okay.
We can agree to disagree always.
You can. I'm saying it for the audience and you. You can catch me later. I think in a lot of relationships, and I'm not picking on you women. I'm gonna be fair tonight. I'm gonna say women and men, but I'm gonna kind of focus on you women. Okay? I see you lean to the side. You lean your head to 45. It's fine. I think a lot of times when you in your emotion and your man has made you upset, or you necessarily had a bad day, or whatever the case may be, I've told people that it's about how you communicate to your man. It's the same thing to go to for your women. A man to communicate with your women. You have to set the atmosphere, and you should know your partner well enough to be able to communicate what you need to communicate, but in a way that they can receive it. Because I'm gonna tell you something about me. At 50 right now, I've been telling people all week, I ain't taking no junk off nobody. If you feel that you can talk crazy to me, you got another thought coming. I'm just gonna tell you up front. I don't care how much money you got. I don't care who you is, what influence you got. I don't care nothing about that. If you feel like you can talk to Kelvis any kind of way, you got another thought coming. I done been through that. I've been passive for many years in relationships. My first marriage, I've been passive. Second marriage, passive.
Second marriage.
Yeah, been married twice. That's a fact. Been married twice. And so I'm at a point now. I done grew a little bit. I done learned some things. I'm not gonna allow you to talk to me. Now, if I've done something to upset you, my suggestion to you is, or even to myself, let's get a level head. Let's think about the words we're gonna use and the content that we're gonna use. So in the military, we should say, be tactful. Okay. If your superior told you to do something to piss you off, do what you're told to do. And I'm speaking only for the military. I'm not speaking in civilian terms now. And then once the mission is complete, then you go to your superior and you ask to speak to them, and you speak to them in a tactful way, in a manner that is receivable, that you can get your point across. And I carry that over into my life, my personal life outside the military. I try to talk to people in a way that's it can be received. So, but a lot of women feel that they can talk to their man any kind of way. You want a man, you want a king, but then you talk to your man like he's your child. See, that don't work for me. But and it don't work for a lot of men. So when you say communication, it triggers something. It triggered emotion in me. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't know how to talk, and you be in relationships and married people for years and still don't know how to communicate effectively to your mate, and that is a problem.
Well,
amen.
Being divorced these going on 8 years, I've learned a lot. Not that
Almost 9 years.
Almost 8.
It's almost 8. I'm sorry, 8 June the 9th. That's why I got the 9 from y'all. Okay.
Yeah. But I've learned you can't argue by yourself, first off. So
right.
when someone's arguing at me, I'm just gonna sit there and look. They may think, "Oh, you're weak. You're not talking to me. You just taking it." No, I'm just letting you look like the fool you are,
Right.
because you cannot argue by yourself.
Right.
You know, it's a way to get your emotions out without getting over emotional, without raising your voice, without getting just, hey babe, can I talk to you?
Right.
All right, this is what's going on. How do you feel about this situation? I am a firm believer of getting a 360, being the devil's advocate, being the angel's right hand. You have to look at things from more than one perspective.
That's
and
true.
You have to learn that, you can agree to disagree.
That's
like how I feel about something. If I tell you that, Kelvis, I like you in a red shirt. I don't like you in a blue and pink shirt. And you say, well, I like blue and pink, and that's my colors, and I'm aware. I'm be like, you know what? Well, maybe Kelvis likes that because it complements something that I don't see. I have to look at a different angle of things.
Right.
And people fail to do that. They just, I'm going to tell you something.
Tell me, I'm all
All
ears.
right. So, not to dwell on my married life, but in my married life, I'm a Christian. My ex-husband was a Muslim.
Okay.
And the first conversation, because a lot of people think, oh, you unevenly yoked, it's not going to work. The first conversation we had was Christianity and Islam.
Okay.
And I argued till I was blue in the face that there's one God, that Jesus is the Son, and the Holy Spirit and the Holy Ghost, and
trio.
one baptism.
Yeah.
And I'm arguing and I'm blue in the face.
Yeah.
And my ex-husband just sat there and he was so calm. And he said what he had to say, and that was it. And then after I finished arguing with him, because I was arguing, he was not.
Right.
After we finished talking, after the argument, he said, when you believe in something and you believe strongly in something,
Right.
you don't have to argue the point. You just state your facts.
I like that.
You state your facts.
Right.
And you're going to believe in what you're going to believe in at the end of the day.
Right.
So you don't have to argue what you believe.
Right.
So, after
like
a while,
that.
you don't argue with someone. You just put your feelings on the table.
True.
And they put their feelings on the table. And you come to a happy medium about it.
Consensus.
Yeah, consensus. There's no arguing. It's, hey, babe, I didn't like that.
Yeah.
You didn't like that, or you like that.
Yeah.
Where can we meet each other in between?
Right.
Yeah, you have to be understanding. You may not like something, but sit back and think about it, and think about why they liked it.
True.
Or why they did it. And that will help you out a whole lot in relationships, because a lot of times we get mad at stuff and we're angry and we don't take time to think about the other person's perspective.
That's true.
How they thought about it, how they felt about it. I tell Rob all the time, I tell him, I said, look, you got to look at things from all outside of the box. Think outside of the box, because when you're in a box and you think what I think is right and only me, and it's just me and everything I'm thinking is right, then you miss out on a lot.
That is true.
A whole lot.
Yes.
Whole lot. And we were able to last those 9 years, 6 months, and 14 days because we didn't argue about it. We came to the understanding that God is God.
Right.
Whether you call him Allah,
Right.
whether you call him God.
Okay.
He's God, and he's my God, and he was his God.
Right.
Now, the messenger we had to God was different.
That's true.
But we didn't argue about how it got to God. Whether it was FedEx or UPS, you get your package.
That's right.
So that's how we were able to be together, because we didn't fight about religion.
Right.
We just knew, hey, we believe in the same God.
Right.
So, once you respect someone's opinion, respect what they're believing in or how they're feeling about something, then you'll go a long way.
Yeah.
Instead of always getting angry about it.
I like what you said. That is a very true fact. So okay, now, I was at work and I forward Joe bio to my email so I can look over at work, right? And I say, I got a little third grade education, got a little degree. It ain't big like yours. And so I went in and did some research. And honestly, I was actually looking. I was on Facebook or Instagram, and I seen this reel, and I said, "Lord, that was from you," because I was looking for some statistics, some facts to give or to talk about in relationships, marriages and relationships. And so I ran across this feed. I don't know if it's Instagram, Facebook, one of them, but it was a study done by Stanley Morgan, and it talked about by the year 2020, 52% of the women across all nationalities will be single. And I find that intriguing. And when I talk to ladies from all ages, from Maryland, D.C. to Georgia, North Carolina, like I said, I've been in this podcast, and one thing I learned is to, you always want to have some facts or your research. And what I found is a lot of women, they don't understand the process to where they want to get to. And so I say that there's a question in there for you, actually. So, we just say in this situation, hypothetical. Okay, you got a man, but you didn't always have a man. So in between relationships, and stop me if I'm wrong, you've had one or two since you've been divorced. Am I correct?
Absolutely.
Okay. So what is your process? Because I think in the Army we say, what is your end statement? What is your goal? What is your process to get what you want? Whether it is or have been or going to be marriage, you say building with someone. What are the steps to get to that? Because I think that a lot of women, they can't explain to me in detail, even in general fashion or format, what is your process to get to your end state? If marriage is your end statement,
right,
how do you get there? Because I think once you learn what your process is, and then process are meant to be refined.
Yes.
I got, like I said, I got a little education. I got a little bit, just a little bit. So in that process and if in that process you didn't get what your end statement is, then you have to go back and reevaluate your process.
Yes.
So talk me through what have been what is your end statement and what is your process to get to that end statement? Your end statement, your goal, in other words, when I say end statement.
I got you.
I just break it down.
I got you.
I want to let you know.
So the process. Yeah. Oh, the process.
Yeah, back to the glasses. I want to know what you're talking about.
Each process is different.
That's true. I'm asking your specific. I'm not.
My process is, I'm more of, I want to learn you. You don't have to tell me everything, but I want to learn you because I can't help you if I don't know you.
Okay.
I want to, let's go on dates. Mm-hmm. Let's, have a date night just at the house where we just talk.
Okay.
You tell me, hey, I'm wanting to move up in my company. I want to be the general manager.
Right.
I want to know, what can I do to help you get to that process?
That support.
Because I need to support you in every way that I can. And I will hope that you support me in all the ways that I need support.
Okay.
But a lot of people mess up because they think every process is the same. Mm-hmm. And every process is not the same. I can make a cake and, like, my mom makes an excellent pound cake.
Oh, really?
And
I need to get her. I need to talk to you
yeah.
about this podcast.
So I made my mom's pound cake, right? I did.
Uh-huh.
I made the pound cake and she told me every single ingredient.
Right.
And I put it in the oven and she said, I forgot to tell you, you need to put some oil in it. So here I am, like, I know this cake that I put in the oven. I was just like,
wow.
I baked a special cake for a special person, and Mama didn't tell me to put the oil in the cake. So I took the cake out.
Right.
And my mom tasted a piece of the cake and she was like, it didn't even need oil.
Wow.
And I was like, you're right. It didn't.
Right.
Like, a lot of people use milk in their cakes.
Right.
But I use sour cream.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And guess what? It tastes way better. So you have to learn how to adjust in your process. If things aren't going your way, don't be so quick to say, let me throw in a towel.
Okay.
Regroup. Figure out where it went left. Say, look, can we come back from this? Can we move forward from this? You know? Don't just say, well, we've been in this relationship for almost 2 years now, and I don't know. I'm trying to get married tomorrow, and you just looking at me like, hey,
Right.
You my sweet thing.
Right. You my sweet thing. I like that.
But you ain't telling me nothing more than that. I had to learn how to say, you know what? Let me put this. Let me downshift a minute. Let me not try to be in gear 6 all the time.
Right.
Let me slow it down. Getting 3, getting 4, and kind of cruise and feel my way through this. You know.
Yeah.
Let me see what I need to add. Let me see what I need to take away to the process.
I like that.
Yeah, you have to explore, because if you feel that every single process or every single relationship is going to be the same, it's not.
Right.
How your first wife loved you is not how your second wife loved you.
Right.
Of course not. So you have to get a chance to learn that person.
Yeah.
Learn that person and learn their process, because your expectations of a process and their expectations of a process could be two different things.
And we go back to that word. People have unspoken expectations.
And you have to communicate. You have to communicate and say, hey, when you sit down at that first date, you got to say, hey, like I said, hey, I'm almost 40. Mm-hmm. If God sees fit that I'm a mother, I'll be a mother. If he doesn't, that's fine with me too. Right. But my eggs is on like the slow cooker. So,
right.
Don't waste my time. That's a big thing. Don't waste my time. If you love me and you want me to have your last name, and I'm going to give up Constant, that I have for almost 17 years.
Right.
Whew, it's only a courthouse visit away,
right,
to change that last name,
yeah,
or a wedding with a lot of guests away of changing that name. But let the person know that that's what you want to do. Don't just string them along. Don't waste my time. Just
right.
If we're in this process and you're enjoying me, don't be afraid to ask your spouse, are you happy in this relationship?
Right.
Do you like the way things are going?
Yes.
Do you want to stop it, break, put a halt to it? What do you want to do? Because I don't want to be oiling this machine by myself. And I don't want you oiling it. Mm-hmm. And I got off 5 stops ago.
Right.
We don't want to do that. So, just tell them.
Just
talk.
Let's talk about. Let's talk about it.
Just have a date, and you ain't even got to get all.
So you saying that? So in other words, you saying set the atmosphere.
Yes.
Oh, I like that word.
It could be you and your man or your woman, and you sitting on the couch, and you're just like, I just want to pick your brain, Mm-hmm. And I always ask, what did you like about me when you met me? Right. Just because I want to know, am I the same person that you met? Or did I turn into a nightmare drama queen,
Right. And people change.
They do, but you can have a consistent change.
Right.
Meaning a positive change on who you already are.
Right.
Not, you met me and I always wore makeup, and then now you meet me and I ain't got nothing on. Or I always dressed up for you, and now you meet me and I'm in a sweater and some sweatpants, and I'm like, babe, let's go.
Right.
Don't do a drastic change.
Right.
Always change for the better.
Always for the better.
Don't sit up here and have me thinking that you one way and then you another way. No.
Yeah.
No. Hey, I want to find out something more fun about you. Like, oh, you like that kind of comedy too? Okay.
Yeah.
I can joke with you and you can joke with me. And
have fun together.
We can have fun together.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't want to be with somebody that on our first date we were laughing and joking and then I make a joke and they look at me like
what?
Why you can't never be serious?
Yeah.
That is,
That's a turnoff.
Definite turnoff.
Right.
Because I am not always serious.
So
I am probably...
What percentage of the time when...
look, I can get serious and I can be serious.
Yeah.
But...
I seen how you just looked at me.
Laughter is the key to life.
It's good for the soul.
I'm going to make you laugh.
Oh, boy.
Yes.
Yeah. I like a good laugh. I like to smile because life is too short.
Yeah.
We all got a lot of stresses every day, a lot of things we're dealing with. So I love a good laugh. I love a good comedian. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up.
You can get a good comedian. Anybody, my character, Ruby Steen.
Go ahead. Promote yourself.
Aunt Ruby.
Uh-huh.
Aunt Ruby, she is phenomenal.
Is she now?
So I started playing Ruby Steen. It all started at church. I was the director for Vacation Bible School one year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, you know what? How am I going to have these people come out and engage in this Bible school,
Right.
Because, the kids aren't as interested as we were to get the Kool-Aid and the butter cookies.
That's true.
And the sandwiches,
right.
So
different age and time.
My grandmother never wore a wig, and someone had bought her a wig. So I said, Grandma, can I borrow your wig? And she was like, sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I put on the wig, and I put on this big floppy hat, and it was about fishing. So I put on some galoshes, and I went to Walmart, and I got one of those pink kitty fishing poles.
Right.
And I had on a plaid shirt, and I walked into church, and I just got to the mic, and of course I had nervous energy.
Right.
And I was like, my name is Ruby Steen. And the church was like, what? And I just captured everyone.
Right.
And so from that moment on, I was like, you know what? This is my lane. This is my calling. I can make people laugh. And I grew up in church. Yeah. So Ruby is you're almost
church.
Like
Ricky Smiley, because he plays a good old lady in the church.
Yeah, I commend Bernice Jenkins. She was an inspiration.
Yeah.
But when I started, my best friend at the time, we sat down and said, you know what? I can be Ruby. And she said, well, I can be Essie.
Okay.
So we had Ruby and Essie.
Yeah.
And we were pure improv. We never rehearsed. We went to banquets, churches, birthday parties, and just went for it.
Right.
Non-scripted, had a whole lot of laughs. So we did that for probably 7 of the 10 years. No, I've been doing 11 years. So probably 7, 8 of those years we were together. And then a lot of times good things that we think are good come to an end.
Right, that's true.
And we split ways, I still love her to death. There's no hard feelings. Mm-hmm. And I said, Ruby can be a one-woman show. So I was nervous because I've never performed solely by myself, except in the very beginning. And I just said, you know what? I can do this. And I did it.
Stepped out on faith.
I leaped. This 2-something said, let's go.
Let's go.
And I did it.
Yeah.
And it's been the best thing. Yes.
Hey, listen, but I thank you. Please follow my girl on all her social media platforms and all her plugs that she just called it. Let's support her. Let's please continue to support Kelvis Podcast.
Yes.
All we do. We love you. And with that, we say peace. Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.